Hi Capricorn, I hope that you're all doing well. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. There may be a process that, rather than doing it rationally, it's going to help you to do it intuitively. There's something here about putting the emphasis on self-trust, where there may not be like an obvious reason for you wanting to do something that you want to do or going about something in a particular way, but if it feels right to follow that for yourself. Patience. Patience is key. Take your time. There's something here for you to see that patience is going to afford you the opportunity to have access to. It even seems like before you say something or before you decide on it or before you submit that, you may want to take a moment to think about it further before you commit. There's also a question here about asking yourself what you want and what you're looking for. I'm hearing heavy hitters. I'm looking at Sagittarius, Neptune, and Aquarius. So by you taking the time to see something from a different perspective, it's going to let you know whether or not it's working for you, whether or not it's something that you want, whether or not you feel fulfilled by it. And maybe this is also about like touching base and connecting with yourself on the emotional and energetic front and being like, what is it that I'm looking for? What feels fulfilling to me? Is there something that I'm doing right now that I don't feel satisfied by, but for some reason I'm still doing it? How do I connect further with myself and with the path that I'm meant to be on? I'm hearing realignment. I'm also hearing reassignment. In the beginning, something may feel like a bit of a burden, but it seems like the more you lean into this, the more it helps you work with it and work through it. You may also feel a bit overwhelmed or overloaded. There could be something that you've been working on, something that like you're studying or that you're doing. This can even just be like work that you've been getting done, and also feeling a bit stressed out. There's something here about like the quality of what you're doing, or it being kind of high up or important in some sort of way. It's like maybe you feel like in a way you don't have room to make a mistake, and that can feel kind of stressful as well. You feel kind of like you're on your own to work. It seems like you've gained this position that is very independent, and so you may not have a lot of help to do what it is that you're doing. So this is also about finding ways to, like on the emotional front, kind of ground and work through the stress that you're feeling, and find a center. Find yourself a center. Find something that anchors you. This may be an inner voice. This can also be someone in your environment. You may have somebody that could be making it harder for you to assimilate or deal with something that you're working through. On the emotional front, it feels like this can be like a voice of self-doubt that you have in your head that's not like helping you to ground. This can also be someone around you that like may invalidate your feelings, or you feel like they're somewhat temperamental. You feel a lack of support from this person or from this internal voice, whatever this is for you. But the notion here is about, okay, say for example, you're working on something that's like kind of high stress, there's a lot of pressure. This is about finding it within you to work through this because you are very capable of doing this. And if you have like that voice in your head being like, you're not strong enough to do this, whatever it is that's discouraging you, or if this is somebody around you, this is about seeing that for what it is and not reacting to it. It's about just observing it rather than taking that on. It's definitely going to help you in the long run, for sure, by like not giving this play, whatever this is in your environment. For some of you, it can be a boss, a company, somebody that you're working with. It can also be somebody that has some sort of authority within your life. It can also be the pressures that you put on yourself as well. Like, I have to live up to this, I have to be that, this has to get done in this particular way. The more disciplined you are, the more strategic you are, the more you are using like will versus nature, this is going to help you. I'm seeing discipline play a very, very important part in this. Also executing things with a sense of integrity as well. Something that can help too is also about thinking, envisioning like a role model and being like, how would they get through this situation, and kind of following that path. And then making it your own. Taking charge, taking point. Being a leader in your own right within your life when it comes to how you're executing things and getting things done. When you take the initiative and you take control, it shifts you towards the things that bring you a sense of fulfillment and happiness. It's like going after your pursuit of happiness and doing it in a way that you feel good about, and doing things that complement like what it is that you're building and things long term within your life. So I'm seeing something feel a bit stressful right now, but the more patient you are, the more it's going to help you figure out how to strategically work with this sense of like pressure or stress that's laying or resting on you. This feels very much like it can be coming from a pressure at like work, or something having to do with your responsibilities, or a role even that you play. And it's about shifting your perspective of the work that you're doing and why you're doing it, why you're putting all of this work in, and how close you are towards what it is that you want. Seems like reminding yourself about why you're doing what you're doing, and that right now a sense of stress that you may be feeling may just come along with something that's actually worth it to you because you want to be working on this. There's a question here too about like, are you doing anything that is out of alignment? Are you doing anything that doesn't actually appeal to you, that doesn't support you feeling connected? Are you doing anything that you feel disconnected with and you're like, I need to rethink why I'm doing that? If you're doing anything that's not helpful to you and where you want to be, it's about checking in with yourself and asking yourself that. And it's going to remind you too about why it is that you're doing what you're doing, where it is that you're going. Helps connect you with your star, with your heart, with your center, with your core. And it also helps you work through this thing that's like stopping you from feeling a sense of fulfillment. And whether this again be that voice within or it's somebody outside of yourself, it's about healing through whatever this is that you're experiencing that tells you like you're not good enough or you can't do it. Anything that, or like we haven't done enough. Anything that's impeding or inhibiting on like your pursuit of happiness and you feeling this sense of fulfillment. Anything that has you feeling confined and like you can't move. Because you may be being quite hard on yourself with something. I'm looking at Sagittarius, Neptune, Aquarius, Aries. Yeah, could also be somebody in your environment, like say you're like working on a project or working on a piece or something and you have like a coworker that's coming up to you bothering you, or I'm hearing disenfranchising, or someone that's like not giving you support or not giving you validation. It's about not reacting to that and not allowing that, because I'm seeing you, it's like you already feel stressful about something. So if somebody's coming through and trying to like knock you off your lane or your horse, knock you off the path of you pursuing what it is that you're pursuing, somebody that's discouraging, it's about like blocking out that voice. It's about not allowing it to affect you or impact what you're doing, because I'm seeing that what you're doing is going to pay off, but this is the long game. So this is about putting the work in now, even at times when it feels stressful, and recognizing that you have what it takes to figure out how to like swim through these like rocky waters. And reminding yourself as well that it's a marathon and not a sprint. So if what you're doing is what you want to pursue, it's about not being deterred from that. It's also about empowering yourself as well. Because you could have been in a space too where like the death card shows up and it's like it's time for a transition, it's time for a change, something can't remain as it is, it's yearning to evolve. And it's guiding you towards your pursuit of happiness. And you may have felt like you were fighting something that was meant to change. It's kind of like this thing is small and it is meant to like grow and evolve, and wanting to like put it in a box so it can't expand any further, but it's meant to keep growing. Whether this be an aspect of you or something that you're working on, something is meant to be changing and evolving. So it's about, rather than like fighting the current, rather than fighting the way, it's about moving with it. Even if you do feel anxiety about it, no matter what it is that you're feeling, it seems like the more resistance you feel, the harder this is going to be. And the more you go with the flow of things, the more ease and peace you are going to feel. Because it even seems like this is something that is like beyond your control, and so it's not up to you to be fighting this thing. It's more so about you moving with it. And you making progress, learning from your history, learning from your past, and going somewhere with that. Using that to help you. Drive you towards what you want. Seems like this is also about defending your dreams too. Your dreams, your desires, your goals. So you actually get there. And don't stop yourself. Don't get in your own way. I'm hearing benchmark, trademark. Yeah, if you have certain things that you're going after and you're very clear on this, it's about not allowing anything to deter you from this, whether this be like people that don't understand the dreams that you're going after, somebody not seeing your vision. It's about being like, okay, if you don't see this, you don't recognize that, that's okay. And this can be like people that you know, people that have known you for some time, and maybe they have particular expectations of you, and maybe kind of reinforce you being in this certain space. And this is about you growing beyond that and not allowing it to like diminish the growth that you're making, and being like, if I have my sights set on this and I want to go after it, no matter who agrees or doesn't agree, it's about me standing firm in that, because I know that this is in a long-term sense what I want, and this creates a sense of stability for me within my life. This is a goal that I want to reach. And if there is someone on your path, for some of you, it's like there could be somebody that's been along for quite some time, and at one point in time, like they helped you with things, and maybe like you've grown out of maybe like what they can give to you. It's like you're in 4th grade, right? And the teacher has lessons for 4th grade, but now you're ready to move on to 5th grade. It's like you're not going to go back to the 4th grade teacher and relearn everything, because you've already completed it. It's time for 5th grade now. And so you may be possibly like seeking help elsewhere. There may be somebody that you're like, I feel like you really helped me with this, and now I'm like going in this direction, whatever this is for you. But yeah, there may be something that's like holding you back a bit, possibly for sentimental reasons. For some of you, like it could have provided a sense of like safety or security. However, once you let this go, it allows you to expand. This can even be the notion of feeling like you need help for something, and you may actually be doing something on your own rather, and expanding in that way, where you're really trusting yourself. Don't let self-doubt get in the way. I do keep seeing this reoccurring theme of like the universe being like, hey, let's grow in this way, hey, let's expand in this way, and like your intuition being like, come on, let's go. And there's this part of yourself that's like, no, feeling resistant to change, like I don't want that to change, like I like how these things are. However, it's like you're not meant to stay in that little pot anymore. It's time for you to be replanted in a way where you can expand and you can grow. So this is also about, again, like moving with the flow of things, and catching yourself too when you get in that mindset that keeps you stagnant, or that's making decisions out of fear rather than empowerment, and breaking out of that, leading you to a change. Seems like this is also about letting go of something too. I get the notion as well that, like, once you get to a certain place, you may look back and be like, I can't believe I took, like, this long to go after that, or I waited so long because I was feeling that way. However, rather than focusing on that, it's about, like, staying in the present and being like, I did make this decision, and I'm here now, so what can I do? Rather than getting, like, so, channeling your energy all into the past. It's about, like, being in the present with yourself. Being here now with you. Having hope and having faith. Because it even seems like things that were not meant for you, it's about, like, releasing these things completely. And I'm seeing, like, the Fool over here calling to you and being like, let's go in this direction. Like, maybe this is something new for you. Maybe we'd be taking a chance, but it's going to be worth it. And you're going to be releasing, like, old cycles and old energies that you're not meant to be holding on to anymore. I'm hearing brilliant idea. When you take this leap of faith, it seems like something very big is going to come into focus for you that had not been in focus before. It's like a moment of a revelation in you seeing something very, very clearly. A significant insight that you gain. So in order for you to go towards what you want, a change is needed, a change is necessary. Don't fight yourself, don't stop yourself from expanding. Expansion is necessary in order for you to obtain this thing that you want. And if you feel yourself slipping into any sort of lack mentality or fearful mindset, it's about setting boundaries with yourself and being like, I'm not going to make a decision out of fear. I'm going to make this decision from an empowered space. So even if I am feeling this, even if I am feeling anxious, even if I am feeling scared, intimidated, whatever it is, I'm not going to allow that to hold me back from making this move for myself. And clear out irrelevant goals and cycles. It even seems like you could have been on the path, like, I'm hearing clear, you could have been on the path being like, I'm gonna get to this place at this time, and it's like, now in checking in with yourself, you're like, I don't actually want that. It was like somebody else wanted that for me, or I was told that I should want that thing, and I don't want that thing anymore. And in realizing that, you may be going through a space of being like, this dream that I had or this thing that I wanted to go after, I'm not doing that anymore. And there's a sense of, like, grieving through that process and being like, that was part of, like, the old me that wanted this, or, like, me at a different time, me on a different path that wanted that thing. But because of where I am here and now, let me orient myself towards what it is that I want to go after. So there may be something that you're going after that you actually want within your heart, and that means you may be clearing out something that at another point in time you thought you wanted, or that somebody else told you that you wanted, but you're realizing you want something else instead. So there's going to be, like, a change, an exchange that's happening, like a trade out even. It seems as well like getting back to the basics of, like, what did you dream about when you were younger? Like, what were you interested in? What were you passionate about? That's also going to help you figure out, like, where you want to go and what you want to take a chance on as well. And I'm seeing this all be the progress that you're making to release what needs to be released and gaining clarity and understanding of what exactly that is for you. So to go over the signs again, I'm looking at Sag, Neptune, Aquarius, I am hearing Virgo, Scorpio, Aries, Jupiter, Uranus. Okay, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.